What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, guys, and guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? It is Tuesday. You know what we do every single Tuesday here on this channel? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. We do a little video that we like to call Comic Book Speculation Recommendations. It's our weekly video where we look into the future at Final Order Cutoff in New Comic Book Day of next week. That's right, guys. We are looking into the future. That way you guys have enough time to put in your pre-orders for Final Order Cutoff and to also reach out to your LCS and tell them, hey, I was watching this YouTube video on Bruce and Stephanie Comics called Speculation Recommendations, and they had some books on here that I really thought was really good spec. I did some extra research, and they are really good spec. I would like to pick up a couple extra copies of these books because I want to make this hobby fund itself. Weekly reminder time, guys, to please do your own research and take everything I say in this video and all my speculations videos with the smallest grains of salt. You guys want to make sure you guys are putting in your work because you're going to be spending your own hard-earned money on these books. So do your own research. Check other YouTubers that you trust, comic book websites that you trust, and comic book apps that you trust. Gather all the information possible. Make the best decisions possible for yourself. That way you guys are making the most amount of money with the money that you're spending on these comic books to make this hobby fund itself. And the last reminder to tell you about before we jump into Final Order Cutoff in New Comic Book Day Speculation Recommendations is that the dates I'm going to talk about for each and all books in today's video can change. Great example, Venom number 35/200 was supposed to drop this week. It is now slid to next week. I talked about it in last week's video. I'm going to talk about it again in today's video. And that can happen for all the books on today's video. That is just a reminder that these dates can shift week to week. And that is it. Let's jump into Final Order Cutoff Speculation Recommendations. First up, we are talking about Final Order Cutoff for June 13th for your DC books and June 14th for your Marvel and Indies. And the first Marvel book up on our list is American Chavez, Made in USA, number 4. This is the origin story of America and Catalina Chavez. Why is this important? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. American Chavez is making her MCU debut in the new Doctor Strange number 2 movie, and that's big. Her first appearance is going to blow up. Her cameo is going to blow up. And you know what people usually go after her first appearance in cameo? Well, it's usually the origin story of that character. And this is it right here. So make sure you guys are picking up at least 1 or 2 copies of American Chavez, Made in USA, number 4. And the next book up on our list is Star Wars Bounty Hunters, number 14. This is the first full appearance of Death's Stick. I said that slow because that name is still stupid to me, but this is his first full appearance. It's a new Star Wars character, and everything Star Wars is super popular right now. And I think this, this is a bounty hunter. He could be maybe going into the new Boba Fett Disney Plus series, or maybe into the Mandalorian series. It's a first appearance of a Star Wars character, and I think that's good enough to be picking up at least 1 or 2 copies of this book. And the next book up on our list is our first indie book, and it is Fight Girls number 1. This is by writer-artist Frank Cho. Frank Cho is normally a cover artist or an interior artist, and he's actually doing the writing in the art in this book. And the way he does women is just something special, guys, and I think this book is going to be something special. But let's read you the synopsis real quick, and you guys can make the decision for yourself. 10 hard-as-nailed women face off in an ancient contest of champions, where the winner truly takes all, the title of the Queen of the Galaxy. To win the challenge, each contestant must survive the hazards of the planet's harsh landscape, the ferocious predators on and below the surface, and their fellow contestants. This edition of the contest has a twist. One of the contestants is an infiltrator who has her eye on something bigger than the prize. Who is she, and what does she really want? How awesome was that synopsis, guys? And this is by an artist who really knows how to draw women, and I think this is just going to be a gorgeous book to look at, and the story sounds really cool. So I'm suggesting you guys pick up at least 1 copy of Fight Girls number 1. And the next book up on this list is a book by someone named Cullen Bunn. Have we talked about him on this channel before? Hell yeah, we have. He is one of the best horror writers out there right now, and he's writing another horror book. We talked about him with Basilisk last week, and now we're talking about him on the last book you'll ever read. This is published by Vault Comics, a nice small publisher. We also love this other little book by Vault called Resident. If you guys haven't picked up that book, go out and pick that book up. But guys, let me read you the synopsis right now. Civilization is a lie. Hidden deep in our genes is the truth, and it is slowly clawing its way to the surface. Olivia Cade knows the truth, and she has become the prophet of the coming collapse. Her book, Satire, is an international bestseller, and it is being blamed for its acts of senseless violence and bloodshed all over the world. Olivia's own life is in danger from those who have read her book. Determined to conduct a book tour, she hires security professional Connor Wilson to act as her bodyguard. She only has one requirement. He cannot read her book. Guys, the artwork on cover A is absolutely gorgeous. I'm excited about this because Cullen Bunn is hitting his stride. He really is, and he's putting out some great work right now. And I'm excited for the last book you'll ever read, #1, and I think you should be too. Before we move into new comic book day spec for next week, I do want to mention a few reprints that are on FOC for this week that you guys might want to consider picking up a couple extra copies, and that is for this little book called Nottingham. That's right, we have reprints for 1, 2, 3, and 4. A 5th print for issue #1, a 4th print for issue #2, a 3rd print for issue #3, and a 2nd print for issue #4. Now, I will say that the reprints for issues 3 and 4 are not selling as popular as 1 and 2. I will say I did do a little research before I started recording this video, and the 4th print for issue #1, I did see one sale. It was one sale, but it was for $99. So, some of these books are going for a nice premium, but do your own research before you order these. Maybe wait until Sunday night and double check your research, or Monday night, and just see if the reprints for 1 and 2 and 3 are selling as well as you guys would like before picking up some extra copies. It is time to talk about that new comic book day spec. We're talking about new comic book day spec for June 16th of 2021. We have 3 books to talk about, and let's jump right in. Alright guys, and the first book up is Nightwing #81. This is the first full and first cover appearance of the villain Harkness. This series has been really popular so far. 78 was bananas popular. It was going for like 25, 30 bucks on the secondary market. 79 did pretty well, 80 did pretty well, and I think 81's going to continue down that trend, especially with this first full appearance. And let's go ahead and move into the next book. The next book up on this list is a book by Tom King, which is going to make some of you people cringe, but guys, stick with me on this. This is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow #1. This is the first appearance of Ruthie and the first appearance of Kerm, the King's agent. Now, why I said some of you guys might be cringing, because some of you people probably hate Tom King. When he gets put on those big characters, I think he does struggle to do a really good job. But when he gets put on these more secondary characters like Mr. Miracle, he really knocks it out of the park. We have 2 first appearances in this book, and I think Supergirl could really use some love. And yeah, I think it's worth picking these up, especially with those 2 first appearances. Alright guys, let's wrap up this video just like we wrapped up last video. The last book up on today's video is Venom #35, Legacy #200. This is a big milestone for this character. It's the end of Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman's run. I really don't need to say anything else because you guys love Venom. You guys let me know down in the comments of last week's video. I don't really need to go over a thing. This is the end of Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman's run. Something's going to happen. Pick up a copy or 2. Pick out your favorite covers. There's covers galore of this book. Just pick up a copy. It's gonna be worth the money in the long run. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this week's speculation recommendations video. I'm gonna ask you guys real quick, do you guys agree with everything or all the books that I put in this week's list and all the reasons that behind the books that I put on this list? Let me know down in the comments. Did I miss any books that you guys think I should be putting on this list? Let me know down in the comments below. Are you guys subscribed to the channel? No? Well then consider subscribing to the channel and also hitting that bell for notifications because you guys want to be notified when we upload new content, and that is every Tuesday and Thursday. Guys, we go live every single Friday on Comics and Beer. There is a sad little note. If you guys stuck around this long, you guys are the first to know. We will not be going live this Friday. I got tickets to go see my favorite baseball team in the world, the Boston Red Sox, this upcoming Friday with my best friend Josh, and I just couldn't pass it up. So, no Comics and Beer next week, but we will be back the following week, and we'll make sure that we have lots of trivia for you guys to answer and get lots of entries into that end of the month giveaway. And guys, smash that like button. Thank you guys so much for sticking around this long, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Peace.